Well, that show of unity isn't the case at all demonstrations, as relationships between protesters and at least one other armed group continue to be strained.
A KSL investigation last week revealed concerns about when First and Second Amendment rights clash. Here's Brittany Glass with a follow to that story.
Monday night, the KSL investigators introduced you to Josiane Petit. She told us then she'd have her AR in time for today's armed march to the Capitol.
We've been committed to training ourselves and arming ourselves so that if something happens, we're prepared.
The decision to exercise her Second Amendment right comes, she says, after members of Utah Citizens Alarm showed up armed at demonstrations. Petit says some protesters were intimidated, too scared to exercise their freedom of speech. Petit says her gun is part of the solution.
We are not going home, and we also don't trust that law enforcement will protect us if something goes wrong.
You know, we are exercising our Second Amendment rights.
Utah Citizens Alarm is just one armed group in the state. Its founder, Casey Robertson.
We are worried about Antifa or any groups that want to be violent and come out and cause chaos and anarchy. And yes, in order to prevent that, you have to be ready on all fronts. And if that includes being armed, then that is our right.
While UCA has shown up at recent protests in Provo and Cottonwood Heights, members didn't oppose today's march. Even still,
we are definitely a force to be reckoned with in Utah right now, and I want that message to be absolutely very clear.
Petit says it is clear, and she's taken up arms because she believes she has to adapt.
Maybe we shouldn't be normalizing this, but here in Utah, we already have normalized it, so I just want to make sure it's normalized for communities of color as well.
Casey Robertson also tells me UCA members who were possibly in attendance today wouldn't have been very visible in an effort, he says, to provide so-called surveillance.